What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In. It's your man Monkey, and with me today we got Goofball 594, otherwise known as Phil, back with us again.
What's up, everybody?
Alright, today we are picking up right where we left off from our last video on Thursday, talking more about Far Cry 5. But before we do, we need to start a game. Normally, what we would be doing today is going through your comments in the last week's videos and including you guys in the conversation. Since there are no comments in the first few videos, we're just gonna keep on talking about Far Cry 5 because why not? It's coming out at the end of this month, and I'm super excited for it. And I'm gonna lose this.
This is the most important game mode of Call of Duty.
This is the best mini game.
Damn it. Hell yeah! Let's go! Boom! In your face!
Oh god!
I am the Master Commander. The shout out to Olan Rogers, another fantastic YouTube guy. Okay, let's go hunt props.
Alright, proppies. Anyways, so yeah. Today I figured we would pick up right where we left off from Thursday's video and talk more about the exploration aspect of Far Cry 5. Since we had to cut it short last time due to time.
Yes.
So if
exploration Far Cry 5. Let's think. First off, I know we're playing Call of Duty, and I do love Call of Duty, but I prefer those big old open maps, and I'm really curious to see because I haven't heard a lot about this map, and
neither have I.
Usually they'd be announcing like, "Oh my gosh, this is the biggest map they've ever done, ever,"
yeah,
or some nonsense like that.
They haven't been promoting the map itself a lot, which
I know,
is
like
kind of
usually we
concerning.
get a little tease, like, "Hey, this is what a piece of the map looks like." Like we haven't gotten any of that, and
yeah, the most
it's
things
kind
they've
of sad,
been.
honestly.
Oh, hi. Oh, come back here, oh.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
Get back
where'd he
here,
go?
box. I got him.
Almost every game, whenever they are promoting the game, they talk about, especially a open world game, they talk about how great the map is going to be. But they've only been talking about like the new mechanics and stuff of the game, like the new vehicles, the story, and the area, not the map itself, just the area, you know? So I really hope that.
And normally you would hear how this map is going to be bigger than any other map ever. And I think finally the pissing contest may be over, and we're just making good maps.
I'm a box, guys. I'm
which
a
is
box.
Nice.
I'm sorry in advance for my horrible playthrough of this game. Okay, this might work. This might work. Yeah, this will work. Probably not, but oh well.
So anyway, back to the open map. Y'all want to know about the map?
Yeah.
We were talking about a map. I think I'm excited because, you know, Ubisoft is really good at map making.
The thing is, if I remember correctly, they didn't really promote the map for Assassin's Creed Origins that much either. Like the size of the map. The most they talked about was like they were pimping the shit out of Egypt, you know? They weren't like, oh my god, this map is so huge. They just said, hey,
and
explore ancient Egypt. That's just fun.
I know. I think Ubisoft just beat itself with Assassin's Creed Origins. That map was incredible.
It really was. But yeah, for this one, they're doing, like, the marketing for this game is actually really, really similar to what they did for Assassin's Creed.
Got killed.
And you just died. Look at me. I'm really good. I'm actually in a really good spot.
Nice. Yeah. Oh wait, that's not you.
I'm the box.
What are you?
I'm a box.
Oh.
But yeah, so
You're like a
I
little
think
ninja. Look at you.
Right.
You even got the logo. Like, okay, so there's this guy named the Hughes, and he's just in the middle, like, of a room as a missile. Guy's got some cojones.
Oh no!
Oh, why'd you switch?
Because I had to. But I'm
Stop moving. Oh man.
No! No!
Yeah, you done.
Nope, no, I'm not. Fuck you guys.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can't sit out there.
No!
Oh my gosh, watch out. We
I
have...
am surprised how
Go
long
to
it took them
the-
to kill me.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Which guy?
He's just...
Oh my god, what the hell, really? Just hide in the corner!
Yeah.
It looks like for what they're doing with Far Cry 5, they're promoting it a lot like they did for Assassin's Creed Origins, where they're putting more emphasis on the location rather than the size. Even though the size of Assassin's Creed Origins was insane, they didn't really, they're being humble about it.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really happy about, like this is a little broad scale. I'm happy the games are not only making big maps, but they're actually giving us things to do in said maps.
Exactly.
Like I remember
like
Just Cause 3 came out, and it was a huge map, but there
not
wasn't a lot to do
Yeah.
in it. Still a great game, but
Oh yeah.
the scenery was boring.
Yeah.
They're
And that's
fixing
what-
this,
that's
and
apparently
filling things
what-
in.
That's apparently what people had an issue with when it came to Wildlands, was there wasn't a lot to do in the map. It's a huge map, but it's kind of empty.
Yeah, to a point. Like, I think a more accurate reference, like right after we had Just Cause 3, we had another big open world thing was Grand Theft Auto 5, which I think Grand Theft Auto came out first, but it just, the map was huge, but all the action happened in the city. So we're expanding these maps,
Exactly.
still limiting the action spaces. I think now we're getting to the point where there's going to be action anywhere on the map. Like
Yeah,
Ghost Recon Wildlands, I'm gonna have to disagree. There's a lot of stuff to do anywhere you went, but it was very repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like
Yeah, I
Skyrim,
get that.
where you get randomly generated maps and missions. Like, oh shoot.
We're taking a break from the conversation, so I can win this.
Yeah. No.
Come on.
God damn it.
That's
Yeah, you
right.
got it.
That's right, bitch. That's
My
right.
arm's cramping up. Oh god. Oh. Oh god. Whew.
I was cramping up, God.
Whew.
But so yeah, that's a big scourge when it comes to open world games, is that the map will be just empty, or the stuff in the map will be too repetitive. But
Yeah, but you know what? We got Far Cry 5 coming out. You know, honestly, they could even reduce the size of some of the maps because the state of Montana is beautiful. I've never been there. I've seen plenty of pictures on the interwebs, and from what I can tell, it's a beautiful state, and it has a lot to do in it, which apparently includes taking down cults. So, always a good time.
Yeah,
But-
so it'll be interesting to see how the map works. I know for a fact that when you first get into the game, you have completely free access to do whatever you want. You can just go wherever you want.
Which is
I know
exciting.
we touched on that in the last video, but I
Yes.
just wanted, I wanted to touch again on it just because it's really cool. I don't think they're going to be doing it the same way they did Assassin's Creed Origins, where they had the whole level system. I think it's just going to be you can just do whatever you want, and the enemies will level up with you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which I actually like that mechanic, just because
I do
it
too.
adds
Like,
constant.
I know Assassin's Creed, what was it? Assassin's Creed Black Flag had regions with difficulty. Fun,
Same with Assassin's
but-
Creed always does
and-
that.
Yeah, but I like how now it's getting to a world where the enemies level up with you. It kind of gives you the similar gameplay throughout, like, or it unlocks new enemies that could be more difficult while
Well,
you get better. It
it's gonna
provides
be-
better competition.
Yeah, I mean it's different when when you're comparing like Far Cry to Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed it was all like melee and stuff like that, where the enemies, like the actual difficulty of the enemies made sense. But with Far Cry, it's all guns and stuff, and they keep the same. Die, yes. The weapons keep the same damage output throughout the entire game, so the difficulty of the enemies doesn't really change much.
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
just better weapons or whatnot.
Well, not even, because in the first few games, well, in 3 and 4, I went through the entire game with my bow and arrow, and I just leveled up the stats of the bow and arrow. Like, you don't really make it more powerful or anything, you just add, like, little things like the reticle and the types of arrows you can use. But that's basically it.
Yeah, no, I understand, and that's true. That's a good point you make. One thing that I like is how all three games are completely different in their game style, even though they're made by the same people almost.
Yeah,
With
that's
Ubisoft
actually
as
really
the
impressive.
overall producer. like, because they really are three legitimately different franchises, and the weapons upgrading, how you can't
It's
really
totally
upgrade
different.
a weapon
In
is
modern
different
day.
than in Ghost Recon Wildlands, where you can make it better by making different, like adding parts and stuff. Like maybe not
Yeah.
necessarily better, but just more fit to your play style, which
Yeah.
is cool. You know,
Like in
it's
Assassin's
neat.
Creed, you could upgrade your hidden blade, your swords, and all that jazz. But you can't really
Yeah, you
upgrade,
just add
like
them.
in Far Cry, you don't really upgrade your gun. You upgrade certain things, like you upgrade or you make your gun a little bit better with like a sight or something like that. But I don't want this. I changed from one barrel to a different barrel. Oh, come on.
Oh, barrelception, am I right?
I went from barrel to missile. Yeah, the
I'm
weapons
sure they'll
upgrade is
keep
going
it
to
the
be.
same.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
Oh
don't think
crap.
they're going to be changing that much. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, stay there. Oh my god. Don't.
Oh!
Happening right now? Is it really? Oh, come on. Oh, I'm surprised it took him so long to find me. Okay, anyways, yeah. So with the map, it's going to be interesting how that all works with the leveling system because they haven't released anything about the leveling system or the upgrades for weapons and stuff. I know they're bringing back the crafting system where you can upgrade your pouch and your ammo, how much ammo you can carry, how much med kits and shit like that. And that's been the same in almost every single Ubisoft game. Like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. I don't know if it's the same in Wildlands, but
Yes, it is.
yeah, okay,
Well,
sick.
actually, no. It's
No?
not. You can just upgrade your gun by finding better ones.
A lot of people have been talking about how it doesn't seem that Ubisoft is going to be changing a whole lot in Far Cry 5, and honestly, I think that's a good thing. I'm not sure if he's
That is
mentioned that in the first
absolutely a
video or
good
not,
thing. I mean,
but
as long as they're not changing it from Far Cry 1 through 4, and they are changing it from Primal. As long as that's not
definitely,
gonna
definitely.
happen, we're good.
Yeah,
Because Far Cry really is one of those games where the controls and the gameplay doesn't mean as much as the story
no,
and the setting.
because the controls are basically set up like any other FPS game. Honestly, they're set up like Call of Duty. They're just simple, easy to use. Yeah.
If you play Assassin's Creed 1, like the first one, and
Mhm.
then compare Assassin's Creed Origins, they are almost two
Oh,
completely different
oh
games.
yeah. Even the
Controllers are
controls.
different,
Yeah, everything's different.
like the amount of stuff. But if you were to throw in Call of Duty Big Red one or Finest Hour, the very first one,
Oh my
and
god.
then play the campaign in this Call of Duty, it's very similar.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
because I mean,
it's
Call of Duty never really changes much. They purely just change the era. That's basically it. Like the first time they ever added any
yeah,
new
and
mechanics was with Advanced Warfare.
yeah, with the jumpsuits,
Yeah, the
we no
jetpacks,
need
the
to talk about
exosuits.
that. That game was horrible.
No, 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 no. Infinite Warfare was shit. Advanced Warfare was okay.
I don't like it.
But you look at Far Cry, they don't really add. Like the story's always different, the setting's always different, but beyond that, the game, the way the game plays is about the same, which is not bad.
Yes, that's true.
Because
No,
if
I
it's
love
not
it.
broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely,
Like
absolutely.
this thing,
And so it
this
makes
whole
it,
way has been working very, very well for years. No one's actually complained about it. So it makes no sense to completely change around the way the game plays. You know?
yeah, and it's pretty simple controls, honestly. Like it's not
Oh yeah.
hard
No.
to remember. Anyone, you can really just pick up the game and play it. Like there's no
Which is what's great
no
about it.
gap or no.
Like, it's not
Yeah,
meant
and
for. It's not meant for any type of gamer. It's meant for any gamer.
yes,
Which
and
is
that's fine.
honestly what's perfect.
That's good. Honestly, I prefer those games because sometimes I switch games way too often and completely forget the controls or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, like
And
I went from playing Assassin's Creed Origins to playing Shadow of the Colossus for the first time, and I was like, oh
ooh,
my,
yeah.
what the hell?
Oh my Lanta.
Because
Oh,
Shadow of the
my sweet
Colossus
winds.
does not play like any other game you will ever touch. It's crazy.
No, that game is
It's
something
beautiful.
else.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing game. Everyone should play it. But it does not.
Absolutely.
It controls so weird.
Yes, it is.
However, when it came to Far Cry Primal, that's the first game where they actually did a lot of changing. They changed a lot of stuff around, and it just
Yes.
come back as a double kill. It didn't. People didn't really like it.
No.
Not to mention the story was just horrific.
Yeah, and just all of it was weird.
However, there is some stuff that they're bringing from Far Cry Primal that people actually liked, like the animal taming, which they also incorporated into Assassin's Creed Origins. It was kind of cool because you could literally just send an alligator to devour like a bunch of people. That's always fun.
Which is an interesting ally to have, as a gator. Or is it? No, it's a crocodile.
Crocodile.
We can't be those people to get it wrong. The
I
Nile
will get it wrong.
crocodile, that's what it was.
No, crocodile.
I don't know.
Yes.
Apparently, I don't know what the difference is. I just know that
It
the
has
Nile
something to do with the
crocodile is
teeth and the
indigenous.
size.
Well, all I
Apparently
know
the
is
jaws
I'm
are
not going to be the asshole that gets it wrong and offends the crocodile community.
The millennial crocodile
So,
community.
I got you, fams. Crocs it is.
Beyond the animal taming, they're bringing spears, sort of, which is interesting. There's a huge emphasis on melee, not a huge emphasis, but there's a more emphasis on melee combat in this game.
That's fun.
I mean, it's mostly just blunt weapons. I mean, the sharpest
Oh.
weapon you get is a shovel. But still, I mean,
I'll take it.
whacking occultists over the head with a shovel just sounds very rewarding.
I mean, what even sounds better is if we could like throw it at them.
Oh,
That'd be
actually,
fun.
yes, that's actually true. And you can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We can throw shovels?
You can literally use the shovel as a spear.
Oh, hell yeah.
Chuck a shovel into someone's face. Hey, look at me!
Hey, I know this guy.
Look, guys, it's your host, MrDrProfessorPat.
He talks a lot.
Badass.
Yeah, he has a unique
Look at this
smell.
double kill. Boom, boom, boom. Whew.
Oh man, you wasted too much ammo on that.
I did. I'm not a good shot, but at least I got that.
I can't wait to get out all of my aggressions with a shovel
Yeah, it does
at
sound really
close
fun.
distance and long range.
But what I also, some of the other weapons they mentioned that are going to be in the game are going to be stuff like sledgehammers, pipes, basically a bunch of blunt weapons. But you can also,
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but you can also do hand-to-hand combat, to an extent. Like it's kind of like just a punching battle. In the other games, you couldn't take down. I don't think you could take down anyone without first acquiring a knife first. But in this one, you can do unarmed takedowns.
Cool.
Like you can jump from above and just break someone's neck with your bare hands, which just sounds fun and awesome. And then you can apparently one of the videos I saw is he jumped down on someone, basically crushed him, and then curb stomped him. I'm like, what?
So you're like a really angry Batman.
Well, my question for you is: in the past games, what was your favorite way to play and your favorite weapon?
Favorite way to play? I always tried to be stealthy to begin, and then ended up just shooting at everything.
Going full Rambo?
Did not matter it didn't not matter. I would start sneaky, get caught, go hard. That is my style.
So you play through it like sort of realistically, like if you get caught, you just
Yeah, I
deal
tried
with
my
it.
best to. I tried to be super sneaky, and usually what would happen is I'd be sneaky and I'd be doing something, and then I would take someone down and get seen by a bad guy, and then they would just magically know where I am, and then all
Yeah.
hell would break loose, and I'd just have to teach them a lesson in democracy.
I've always found that really weird, how as soon as one person is alerted, literally everyone else knows where you are. I'm like,
Yeah, and that's one reason I liked
But-
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. When you alerted someone, they ran to a bell and
Yeah.
rang it to get everybody's attention.
that
was
actually
cool.
That was actually a new mechanic they started using in Assassin's Creed. And that was in Assassin's Creed Origins too. They had like the whole
Yeah.
torch that they lit to alert everyone.
So I
Well, I
hope
guess-
that that's something they bring back.
Yeah,
Like,
I hope so
oh,
too. I
hey.
mean, I guess they kind of just like make you assume that, oh, they saw you. They immediately radio in your position. But that's like a split-second
Yes,
thing. I'm like, wait, but if they see me and then I shoot them, they don't have time.
it's true.
But it still counts somehow. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, when I played both of the games, like I said, I just used the bow and arrow and the silenced pistol for like the entire game. I tried to and a sniper. I tried to either do long range or stealth takedowns for like the entire thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So yeah, a few things that are coming back that I'm actually, I honestly didn't know some of these are even in the other games, but they're bringing back the Far Cry map editor. Apparently there's a map editor in 3 and 4, which I
What?
had no idea. Yeah. Like you can make levels for other people to play through. Like basically create your own
Well, that is a
outpost shit.
pile of bologna sandwiches if I've ever heard of it.
Right? I had no idea, but apparently in this one, oh shit, I am on a roll. Holy shit.
Ubisoft, no more secret map editing tricks.
Right? Well, I guess it just didn't like promote it that much, but in this one they're actually promoting the shit out of it because they want people to use it.
Good.
Like it's actually like this little.
What is it? Something like Fallout, where you can like build a home,
no, because,
or is it?
No, because it's the same as it was in the other games apparently, because you can make your own levels for people to play through. Like you can make your own outposts for people
it's like,
to conquer. And people can go through fan-made levels and play through them basically.
That's
but
crazy.
What it is
I've
in this
never
one,
heard of that before.
I know, neither have I. I was like, wait, the hell? But in this one, it's going to be like, in one of the rooms, there's like a little arcade machine that you can boot up, and that's how you make your own levels and shit. But apparently, what they're adding in this version of the map editor is like the stuff that you are allowed to use, like the type of materials that you have access to create your own map, isn't just restricted to stuff in Far Cry 4. Or, yeah, no, sorry, Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5.
You can literally use anything from almost every single Ubisoft game. So they have pirate shit, they have Far Cry 3 and 4 shit, and Wildland stuff. You can add mammoths and saber-toothed tigers. I'm just like, oh
wow.
Shit, this is actually going to be worth
That's
using
insane.
now. It's actually going to be worth using. I'm actually really excited for this. I'm going to add like pirates riding mammoths.
Oh.
That's just going to happen.
Absolutely. Like you can't not do that now. They're forcing us.
So that's
yeah,
one thing
I'm really
back.
excited now.
Another thing they're bringing back is obviously the outposts, because you kind of can't have a Far Cry game without outposts.
Yeah, I honestly love Outpost. It's like
Yeah,
a random non-story based challenge that we can do.
Well, I mean, it is still story based.
And that's fine.
I mean, you're just
Somewhat, yeah, like just
however,
take it. For Far Cry it is,
yeah.
because you're trying to take over the map.
However,
but
for this one, I really
for some
hope
games,
that
you know.
I really hope that like the whole level of enemies doesn't diminish every time you take out an outpost, because that really kind of dumbs down the game after a while, you know?
Yeah, it reduces replay value on the same character because you're losing a lot of their enemies for a character that you fully developed.
There's no challenge.
Yeah, and it just gets, the more you win, the easier it gets, and that can be boring.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting. I really hope they kind of balance that out a little bit. Like they have like maybe people try to come back and take the outposts. Hopefully not.
Yeah,
as,
and like.
Hopefully not as
crazy as Saints Row 2.
No. Hopefully not as aggressive as Fallout 4.
Oh yeah.
Remember
the last thing I need to know is that another settlement needs my help.
Oh my god, I will. Oh, I'll go insane. But I would
and
like
it
to
will
have
probably
that kind
be
of
a controller.
Though. I would kind of like to have that mechanic though, you know, like have them try to take back an outpost every now and then. I would add.
Yeah, like it. If it. I mean, I get so mad when that happens to me though. Like, I know I'm sitting here saying I want that to happen, but then I'm just gonna get angry.
In the game, you're gonna be like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, like, oh wow, they actually listened. Oh god damn it!
However, one thing they are getting rid of is they're keeping the outposts, which is nice. It's obvious, like they kind of have to, but they are getting rid of the radio towers. That's a big thing. because that has been a
That's
big
good.
staple.
Those
That's been
radio
a big
towers were
staple
kind of pointless.
I know they really were. Well, I mean, they weren't pointless. Like they were just annoying, because to
Yeah.
find out where anything was on the map, you had to climb up this radio tower and turn it on, and you saw which was on the map. But this time, what they're doing is, if you want to find out where a certain animal is, like a region where the animal usually runs around and grazes and eats and shit, while you're running around the map, while you're walking around like on the street or something like that, you'll see like a little sign that warns you about a certain type of animal. And
Well, that's cool.
As
That
soon as
tells
you
you
see
what
that sign,
animals indigenous to your.
exactly, that area. As soon as you see that sign, the animal will pop up on your map. I'm like, oh, that's actually super nice. That's very, very immersive.
That's definitely unique. Yeah, and honestly, that sounds just like a little page out of Wildlands where you would have to go to a certain, like, you'd have to go hunt down pieces of information that would give you information about your enemy and stuff. But now it's just letting you know what's in the area around you, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I really like that. And while we're talking about immersiveness, they're also going to be getting completely rid of the little mini map on the corner of your screen.
Really?
That's just going to be gone.
Wow. That's awesome. It's gonna be more immersive that way for sure.
Exactly. So they're taking all these steps to make this one of the most immersive Far Cry games ever. They reward you for actually exploring around the map, not just running to landmarks and like the radio towers and doing it that way. Like you actually have to look come across signs and shit, and you can't just rely on your mini-map to tell you where you're going and where shit is. Now, it will be interesting to see if they're going to keep the navigation thing that they had in the past Far Cry games, like the little arrows while you're driving on the road.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
hopefully. I mean, that's one of those important things we kind of need. Like, yeah, we don't have a map, but can we at least keep the GPS?
Well, what they did I really hope they do something like they did in Assassin's Creed Origins, where they literally just give you the point on the map, in the world, and then
That'd be cool.
They kind of
You kind of have to explore your way there.
Sort of. In Assassin's Creed Origins, you could like get on your camel and just have him auto ride.
Get on your camel and ride.
Yeah, no, but like you could set them to like auto ride, so you could just sit back and relax.
That was so nice.
It was so relaxing. I was like, oh my god, yes. But again, at the same time, everyone in Egypt wasn't trying to kill you, whereas in Far Cry, everyone's trying to murder you. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the navigation. They haven't really said anything. I think they're saving that for the actual in-game. I mean, it's not really that important. It's just personal preference, really.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's just little shit here and there.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that agree with you, because I do. I think that would be nice. Ride a camel to and fro.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not a camel. I guess if it's in Montana, we're going to be riding, what, caribou? Elk? I don't know what's indigenous to Montana.
Actually, well, apparently, I don't think you're going to be able to ride animals, but the amount of vehicles you have in this game is crazy. Because in the other games, it was just like...
Well, I saw a tractor. Like, I'm excited for that.
There's a tractor.
I'm going to be blaring, she thinks my tractor's sexy every time I play.
You can literally mow people down with the tractor, too. It's awesome.
I'm intrigued.
Like, oh, yes. But you also have... Like, because in the other Far Cry games, you basically just had a, like, Jeep. You know? And in Far Cry 4, I think, they added the gyrocopter, and that was the only thing new. But in this one, you have tractors, you have 18-wheelers, you have... you also have regular helicopters, you have muscle cars, and one of the most fun things I saw was you can ride, or you can drive, or pilot planes. You can get in a plane like Battlefield level planes. Not biplanes, but like, you know, like personal planes. Personal planes with machine guns on the front. Apparently you can have full-blown dogfights right over Hope County, Montana. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to dick around a lot.
So first off, I guess this cult is pretty well established that they have their own air force.
Apparently! Like, in one of the areas...
Yeah, this cult seems to have done very well for itself.
Right?
Selling
in one of the areas, like,
else.
the person will actually send their like lieutenants in planes to try to shoot you down from the sky. I'm like, what? Oh my god. But yeah, the villain.
Wow, that's fun.
Overall, this game is looking to be incredible. The map, the setting, the story, the villains. One of the villains looks like to be hopefully as good as Voss was, and he was
That'd be
by
cool.
far my favorite villain in the Far Cry
Wait,
games.
hide the screen. Don't show people that I suck.
Yeah, dude, I suck too. We're both at the bottom. We're horrible.
Yeah,
It's
but you're
your
less
hosts.
bottom than
We're
me.
on the bottom.
Yeah, we're busy trying to provide knowledge.
But yeah, so this game is looking to be really, really good. The setting is going to be really cool. The story seems very, very intriguing. All the new mechanics, old mechanics, everything just looks wonderful. For once, I don't have, I'm not really going in, I'm going into this game with relatively high expectations just because they took a year off to make this. And
Yes, that does help.
it has a lot to live up to. I mean, coming off of Primal doesn't have a lot to, but I mean, looking at Assassin's Creed Origins, it should be as good, if not better than that.
That's the hope. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting game, and I
Mhm.
cannot wait to see where it goes.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, this has been our part 2 of our Far Cry expectations, speculations, everything we know, everything we wanted to tell you about the game that's coming out on March 27th. So thank you guys all for watching. If you liked it, slam that like button. If you have anything to add about a conversation, please add it in the comments below. We are always looking for new comments and people to talk to about this stuff. We love having conversations with random people, so please do that. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more conversations and let us know if there's anything you want us to actually talk about. We are 100% open to suggestion because we're just starting out. So guys, stay excellent, and we'll see you guys in the next Digital Dive-In.